This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president of Gladiator Metals, Mr. Marcus Harden. Marcus, how are you today?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks, Gerardo.
Well, listen, we talked a bit off air. We were talking about record high copper prices. Great time to be a copper company. A really great time to have a copper project with significant scale. You just had some more news adding to that scale, and I thought it was a perfect time to have you on to provide an update with Gladiator.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gerardo. I think that's the point. I think at the moment Gladiator is focusing on demonstrating that scale to market. So we've got field crews out at the moment. I think there'll be a lot of news flow coming and news flow from some new prospects as well that we've been putting together and developing throughout the belt. We have a couple of near sort of resource projects, so quite advanced areas that have been worked up to some degree and have some near-term sort of resource potential. That includes Cowley Park, which we put some news out about today. And the highlighting today was the upside from extensions that we're starting to see as we put the geological picture together. We're doing the same at the Little Chief area, which is where we've also been drilling. But as I mentioned, field crews are out. They're working up further projects, and the plan for the summer is basically to get out into the field and start looking for those new deposits, working up areas undercover, some of the recent data sets we've been getting.
The results that you put out today were from holes that were drilled but weren't logged or assayed. And again, I think it really underscores the potential and significant upside of the project. Can you speak to why the holes weren't assayed before and how you were able to get all the data and how you've been able to put it together?
Yeah, so when we acquired the project last year, there was about 10,000 meters of diamond core, which had been drilled but not logged or assayed, and that was because the project vendors, which is a drilling company, had been drilling to sort of maintain the expenditure on the properties, but hadn't had sort of the geological oversight to help process that core. So obviously, this was a bit of for us coming in. We essentially had a drill program completed already when we acquired the project, and we're working our way through that whilst doing our own drilling. We also drilled 13,000 meters last year on top of that, and we've been working through that. And the results we put out today, the reason they're exciting is because they're essentially extensions. So they're on the edges of the ore body at Cowley Park, and indicating that all of the mineralization is open in quite a few directions, and you know we had results up to 10.3 meters at 1.9 in that core.
You talk in the release. You talk about the potentially significant coincident molybdenum mineralization. Why is that potentially significant?
So when we all of the historical core was only assayed for copper, and actually the historical explorers only really assayed things that visually looked more than 1% copper as well. The reason that's important is we've been assaying full holes, and we've also been assaying for credits, so for copper, gold, and silver. At Cowley Park, we've been encountering significant amounts of molybdenum. So, for instance, that 10.3 meters at 1.92 also had 0.15% molybdenum, and in sort of like for like holes, so comparisons with historical holes, we've been getting around a 30 to 40% uplift in copper equivalent. We haven't generally quoted copper, and the reason for that is that we've got a lot more work to do to understand the relative domain of that molybdenum with the copper. But obviously, when we start pushing this area towards resources, that's going to be a significant economic contributor in the future.
What comes next, Marcus?
So as I mentioned, we've got field crews out at the moment. They're currently working up targets around Cowley Park, but also that'll be throughout the copper belt. And the project for the summer is to put drill holes into as many of those as possible. So we hope to be introducing the market to new targets throughout the copper belt and beyond. We've been staking additional ground in the region, but a lot of exciting news stories coming out.
Exciting times in the copper space, exciting times for Gladiator. I don't think it's a coincidence that the stock is up some 15% this morning. Marcus, thank you so much for the update. Anything else to add?
No, thank you, Gerardo. I think that's everything. Yeah, we're thrilled to be out there this summer, and looking forward to bringing some new project areas to everybody.
Looking forward to having you back on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gerardo.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.